Hey there. We are here in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's May 4th, 2019. And today we're going to work on an aloe vera harvest. This is for Surfview Gardens. We've dug 20 holes around the yard with 16 inches deep, 16 inches wide, it's a square, 16 inches, and then about 10 inches deep. Sometimes rocks get to be a bit prolific, but in any event, that's the size of the hole. We got 20 of them. And what we did is we made the holes. I'm not saying we, it's me, I did it. I made the holes, and then I put the soil in there, the raised bed potting soil. And then I pulled out the original dirt that I had. I capped the potting soil, and we have the holes all prepared. So today what we're going to do is we're going to get the cactus, the aloe vera, off 2 big plants, and then we're going to move them into the 20 holes. Of course, you won't have to watch all those 20 holes being done, but here's what we're using. We've got the 2 very pregnant aloe veras, 1 hose, a pair of old pants, a rake, 3 cubic feet of raised bed potting soil. Because after I remove the aloe vera, the pups, I'm going to fortify it with some raised bed potting soil. Kind of an atta-girl for giving up all those pups. And then I got a cement mixing tub to keep the pups in while I harvest them. And then I have a shovel and a tarp. And the tarp's just to kind of keep the space clean. Whenever I work with raised bed potting soil, I like to keep that from spreading all over the gravel. Okay, so that's it. We'll see how much of this we can get on film. And hi there. Today we have a aloe vera project where we're going to remove a bunch of these pups here that are around this aloe vera. We've got 2 of these aloe veras. As you can see, they're flowering right now. And there's all sorts of pups. I mean, look how big that pup is. That pup's so big that it even has its own shoot for flowers. So what we're going to do is remove all the pups around this. There's some moringa there that are flowering like crazy. And then here's the second one. So the goal is to do both of these today. I got a special method that I'm going to use that doesn't bruise them. And then here's the one that we did last time. And as you can see, it's already started to have more pups. And here are the pups of this one. Originally we had 3 of these cactus. And I only harvested from this one. You can see the other 2 are just busting. But the babies that were part of this one are these right here. And some of those are already having babies, pups. And then here's some more from that same mother one over there. So we had 4 from here. And then we had 5 over here. So that's 9 ones, good sized ones. Gave some to the mailman, I gave some down at the watermill. And so that's at least 9. But what I've done is I prepared the holes I dug a 16 by 16 hole with about 10 inches down. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See my lavender? My lavender is seeding in the desert. How do you like that? And then I got 3 more over here. So that's 8 in the front. And we'll just do a quick walk into the back. And over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 8 in the front and 11 in the back. So that's 19. And each one of these I already put a bunch of raised bed potting soil in there. So all I have to do is puncture the cap. See how I put the surrounding dirt over it. But beneath that is the raised bed potting soil. So it's been working in there for a few weeks with the mycorrhizal fungi and doing its thing, getting its fungal mass together, so that when I add the aloe vera plants there, they'll have something very quickly to connect to the roots and start giving it the minerals it needs. Okay, so next thing we'll start seeing is some work. All right, there we go. Here's the bill of materials that we're going to need for this. We've got an old hose, not particularly long. We got a pair of old pants, and we got a tarp. You don't need the yellow rope, but that's just what I have connected to the tarp so I can pull it. Then I have like a cement mixer. These aren't that expensive, about 10 bucks at your hardware store. And I got a shovel. Not sure I'll need that since the holes have already been pre-dug. I got a rake. Definitely need that. And then we have just a regular old 5-gallon bucket, which I'm going to use as a seat. Might be a little too high, but we'll see how that goes. I don't want to sit right on the gravel. So the first idea is that we're going to move all this stuff out of the way, and then I'm going to rake the gravel away, and then I'm going to wet the ground really well. And that way when I put the levis over the hose, and when I pull, it'll be it won't bruise the sides of the plant. The idea is to pull it up on one side and harvest it from the harvest it from the other. So that's what we'll do next. We'll move all of this out of the way. I'll rake away the gravel, and then I'll wet it down, and then we'll be ready to do the next step, which will be with the pants and the hose and tipping it. The goal is to never have the root ball of the aloe vera leave the ground. So that's part of the kinder, gentler way of harvesting. We want to have it so that the mother rebounds quickly, like this one over here. Where within a year it's already got lots of pups going. So in any event, that's the next step. All right, so we did a little bit of work here. We raked the gravel away from the plant. We wetted it down really good, really well. And for the place, what you need is an area that is significantly lower on one side, on both sides. It's at 6 o'clock and at 12 o'clock, because that's going to be how I rock it.
back and forth. And I did the same thing over here. This will be one of the low rock points. And then I'll rock it over here afterwards. So this one's ready to go. We cleaned out the cement mixing area, so that's where I'll put the pups. And then we also have the reparation raised bed potting soil. I'll need to go to the store and get some more of that, but we can leave that open for a little bit, and I'll come back later and do that. And then of course I cleaned off my bucket. The most important object is the seat while you're working. So the next step is we're going to do the we're going to do the pants and the hose trick, and I'm going to do that with a different camera arrangement, so you'll see more of a hands-on situation there. Very good. All right, I went ahead and dug away some of the dirt in the front to give it more of a an angle. So here we go. Up, see, that hose makes a huge difference. So we got it rocked back forward like that, and that'll get it ready there. And so over here we will get comfortable, and we will have our little bin here for and then we're going to do the same thing a little later from the other side. But the goal was to not bruise this up, so that when we harvest here, we will be able to get ones that are real healthy. Okay, can we see it right here? Yeah. All right. So let's get this first guy down. So we're trying to keep this baby intact, get every piece of it. Some of it is wound with the others. So that is what I call a pretty healthy pup. That's not a pup, that's a teenager. So this part, I'm claiming no real technique with it, other than gentle tugging. Get low. Not bad. And we'll put that in the tub. And there will be, that looks like what, I'm betting that's going to be one of the big 20. And let's see this baby. Oh, that's even a better root. And let's see what we got here. There's a good one. Not huge, but as you can see, some of these are incredibly substantial. Don't try to turn it. All right. There we go. Do you get the feeling I'm going to be running out of tub? Well, I think you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and catch back up on the other side to do the flip side of this. And we'll call, and I think you know what it's like to remove them now. All right, thank you. We'll be back in a bit. All right, you can see right there that we've got quite a bit of them harvested already. That's like a ton. So let's go ahead and do this other side. We'll rock this back. Notice it's not out of the ground. And we will rock that well. And it looks as if we didn't have to rock the second side because those separated quite nicely. So let's move this out of the way. All right, so we got one little casualty there, but let's see what we got here. We're going to be doing a lot of sorting there later. Try to get the 20 biggest. So we'll put these like that. There we go. I'm wondering if you can eat these little guys. These are pretty small. It actually goes pretty fast, doesn't it? All right, so let's see where we are. Do we have any other stragglers? Did we get them all? Might as well get it nice and clean. All right, here's another one. Out you come. I don't want to visit this one for a while. All right. I think that's looking pretty good. So, what I'm going to do, I think we got it all. What do you think, guys? I think so. All right, so I'm going to put my bucket next to it, just to keep it upright. Temporarily. And then I'm going to put a bunch of raised bed potting mix around it. Be careful. There for now, and we will get the trusty rake and get this proper back up. Be gentle. There we go. She likes that. Okay. There we go. What do you think? So now it's a little bit closer back to normal. And her roots never left the ground. Well, a little bit here and a little there, but it was so. What do you think? Not bad. And she's on her way to recuperating. And look at all those pups. That's incredible. Can you see that? That's incredible. I am rather proud of that. So I'm going to put these pups in the shade, and I'm going to come back and do this other one. Okay, we'll water that other one down first though.